Okay, let's go. So we're going to walk through the syllabus a little bit here. We're going to go over everything. And again, a lot of this stuff you guys can read on your own about all the details of the course, the learning objectives, all that fun stuff as well. The book is listed there, Principles of Marketing. I actually have a link for a PDF version of the book so you don't have to purchase it. Congratulations. And then we can go through some of the details. What I really want to do is walk you guys through the assignments. Here's the scoring. So we're going to have quizzes. We're going to have a weekly quiz. Quizzes are worth 15 points. They're 15 questions. You'll have half an hour. Usual rules apply where we are, on the honor system, only one browser open. I take academic honesty very, very seriously. So please, when you do your quizzes, make sure that you're on there with one browser open, no phones open, closed books. You have about 20 or 30 minutes, I believe, to answer the 15 questions. No one ever takes that long. They're pretty simple multiple choice. We will have 4 discussion points. Each one's worth 10 points. We'll talk about that in a second. Our marketing plan is the big one where we're going to do weekly sections. We have 8 sections we're going to produce at 20 points each. And then the final is another compiled version of all of those different elements. Total 400 points. A, B, C, D, F. We don't need to talk about anything less than an A because you guys are going to be amazing along this journey. So let's talk about the marketing plan a little bit. We'll get into that. Actually, let's go backwards. We'll do the marketing plan last. So the marketing plan and the marketing plan assignments. I'll explain that in a minute. We have discussions and homework assignments. When you see in the discussion board, you'll see every other week there'll be a prompt. So it may say something to the extent of, in talking about the marketing, the price in the 4 P's of the marketing mix, please explain how Diet Coke has a demand curve XYZ, that kind of stuff, and it'll all make sense. Here's what I'm looking for in your discussions to get a full credit point. What I need you to do is make a logical, reasonable, well thought out, 3-4 paragraph discussion post, which will include outside research. Everything we do has to be supported by fact. I have this great saying that I say, your opinion to me means nothing. Your opinion supported by fact means everything. So when I go into a marketing meeting and I say, hey, we want to launch Modern Family, and they say, okay, what's the logo look like? And I say, it's blue. Here it is. And they say, why blue? And I say, because I like blue. That's not going to fly. But if I say predominantly primetime series have blue, which reflects whatever coolness, family, university, it's well received as XYZ, it's on brand with this, this, and this, according to Statista 1984, whatever it may be, now I've got a fact. So in our discussion post, there will be a discussion post that you will have at least one cited source. Then you will reply to a peer. You will also have a cited source supporting it. So it's no longer, hey, Professor R, good point. I really agree with you that Modern Family was a good show. No, it needs to be based on the Nielsen data, 2003. Modern Family is one of the top 5 shows of all time. Boom, source that. So that's what we want to do in all those discussion posts. It's an easy point to get. Just make sure you follow those parameters. Working our way on down, the finals I talked about is basically going to be the presentation. We'll get to that in the end. So how it works is this. We are right here in week 1. We're going to have our first discussion post. It'll be on Canvas. You're going to read a chapter every week or two. There'll be every week there'll be 1 or 2 chapters to read. I will also throw in a video that kind of explains the synopsis of the chapter. They kind of coincide with one another. I will try not to be long-winded. And I know you guys want it 2 times, 5 times these things, but I will be able to reiterate and support some of the information as well. So it's a combination of the book as well as my lectures. So pay attention on those. As we go through each week, you'll see week 2, we start to get more and more into the different levels of the marketing plan. Each week we have a different plan section due, and those will be called out as well. You'll have an assignment. So for example, we get down to week 6, we're talking about pricing and services. There'll be a quiz. You'll have a discussion, which is the post and reply. And then you'll have section 5 of your plan, which is a 3 to 4 page section around pricing or whatever the case may be in that. Then at the conclusion of it all, we're going to return in our marketing plans and we're going to be good to go. So let's talk a little bit more about Mustang TV, shall we? Mustang TV, we're going to create a marketing plan for a new streaming OTT service. OTT means over the top. You guys are going to have to educate yourselves on the world of streamers. Everybody knows Hulu and Disney Plus and all those. There's a lot of acronyms that go into these things. So OTT, over the top, connected devices, Are we talking about an AVOD or an SVOD service? AVOD, advertising video on demand, meaning that that's kind of like a free service, like a Pluto that gets paid for. You watch advertisements on there when you're streaming. Or maybe it's an SVOD, service video on demand, or subscription video on demand, as they call it. If you have a subscription, obviously it's $9.99 a month and whatever it may be. There are ones that do hybrids, for example, Hulu. If you have Hulu Plus, you can get either regular Hulu Plus where you get ads, or there's, I don't know, a premium version that you can get where maybe you don't get ads as well. So all those are going to be factors that we're going to get into. So we're going to create Mustang TV that is going to be focused on Cal Poly students, alumni, boosters, and everybody that likes the athletic community. Now, let's get into it. We are going to be a sub-part. Basically, this streaming service is created by Barstool Sports. For those of you not familiar with Barstool, they're a conglomerate of different sports-related content across the internet, predominantly on social. They have a lot of things. They have streaming services, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the parent company is Barstool Sports. So when we're doing research and figuring out our parent company and the overall brand, you will be doing research on Barstool Sports. When we talk about the development of the Mustang TV, or Must TV, if you will, that's going to be your creation. Why you're branding Must TV? What does the tagline look like? What do the colors look like? What are we doing to develop this particular brand? We're also going to create the content that goes into it. When we get into it later on, we'll talk about marketing. Basically, the marketing mix is the 4 Ps: price, product, place, and promotion. Well, the product is going to be our streaming service. The price, are we doing AVOD or SVOD? Are we charging $5 a month, or are we just doing it for free and charging advertisers? What does that look like? Distribution, are we on social media? Do you watch Must TV on Facebook? Do you watch Must TV on YouTube? Are we going to go be a fast channel, a free advertising supported television that maybe we're on a Pluto or a Distro TV or something like that? There's a lot of options of things we're going to put together. So we're going to create all that, and it'll become more clear later on. Right now, I know you're just I'm just spitballing the VMVPDs and the MVPDs and the OTTs and the SEC and all these different acronyms. It'll all come to fruition. So let's look at our goal. Our goal is to basically create these marketing plans, to create a real-time marketing plan for Barstool Sports and our Must TV streaming offer. We want to use resources. We want to demonstrate that all of the things we're applying week to week and all the lessons and all the education gets into your plan, your document. And we're going to develop the strategies, communicate, and create the entire thing. I will tell you this is a professional level production that we are doing. So I encourage you, we don't do Word documents. We're putting together a marketing plan. This is a presentation. So I want it to look, whether it's Canva, whether it's, PowerPoint, Keynote, whatever may be your own template. We're going to design these out so they look professional. We're not just writing paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. We want to put together succinct points. So for example, we're talking about distribution. Let's say we're going to go partner with Twitter or X, and our goal is to get 5 million impressions. I don't need to see in 3 paragraphs about why we're doing it. Kind of talk through, hey, well, this is our marketing strategy. This is our partnership. This is why. Here's a graph of all the statistics. Here's our pro forma. Let's really make this thing in a presentation form so that if this marketing plan was actually handed over to Barstool Sports, they could run with it as we go. I like a lot of sizzle on the steak because I'm a marketing guy. So creative samples. What are your social media ads look like? What is your programming schedule look like? So if we're going to do behind the scenes, get to know the athletes at Cal Poly, that block goes in there. I want that fleshed out. I want to see, what does that look like? Do we have a logo for it? Do we have a marketing schedule for when we're going to support these ads? How long are they on TV? All of that stuff's going to be put together. So go above and beyond to really make this thing sing. You have your learning objectives. Here's each of the sections we're going to talk about, and we're going to go through all those each week. And we'll go through the canvas to do all that as well. And then your final marketing plan will be submitted. And as you can see, this is what the module will look like in Canvas. Basically, we have our introduction. We'll have the chapter that we need to read. We'll have a couple videos and different types of information on there. Here's our discussion post. We'll have the marketing plan assignment. And then as we go on, week 2, we have chapters 2 and 3. You'll see where I'll actually have the lecture will be posted there as well. Here's some interesting articles and things to follow up on. Quiz number 1, there it is right there. And then we'll kind of get going on our assignments. What you will see, it'll say plan assignment number one. That's the first part of your marketing plan. The number one or things below it, company guidelines, that's an accent. That's more detail to help you create this plan assignment one. So for example, when we get down here to the marketing situation analysis guidelines for plan two, that's supporting your actual, you can see the 10 points you have to turn that thing in for section two. And sometimes they're pretty extensive. So here we have the plan three. We're going to do a Qualtrics survey. We're actually going to create a survey. You can see all the different support that goes into it. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'm available via, since this is async, you can get me via email, you can get me via text or phone if you'd like. I look forward to guiding you guys through it. Let's jump into week one right now with our chapter one and our overview. And I look forward to a wonderful journey learning the world of marketing.